So the thing that is lacking with study plans is, most importantly, practice. I mean, study plans always have the same structure, more or less. They're like, okay, then I'm going to study 2 hours of this, I'm going to do vocabulary, then I'm going to watch a series, then I'm going to do that. You know, listing all of those things, having them in a nice schedule, all of that is good, but practice, nothing goes over actual practice. And you can plan out to practice in a study plan, but it will never get to real life practice. It will never get to real life situations. That is why in my courses, in both the Speedy Lingo course and the boot camp, the Polyglot Bootcamp, I have a study plan plus an activity plan. And that activity plan makes the difference, because you're not supposed to just study, but the practice is the most important thing, the cornerstone of learning languages the most natural way. That's why the activity plan is basically never ending. It says in the Speedy Lingo, in the bootcamp, it's 30 days, but it's not for 30 days, because you're supposed to be doing those things on a daily basis for however long. Up until now, I never stopped learning. I never stopped learning Portuguese, even though I might be fluent in it, but there are still things that I don't know. There are still words that I have never heard of. I look them up, I practice, I talk to people. Whichever language I'm speaking, Spanish, French, all the languages, I keep them up on a daily basis by speaking to people, constantly looking for new Netflix shows I can watch in Spanish, French, Portuguese, you know, because I want to keep my language skills up. I want to always learn new things, because you can never fully know everything. So with the activity plan that I mentioned, the goal is to make it your habit, and it has become my habit to constantly learn and practice and learn more and more and more. Even though I'm at a point where I'm fluent, I could be like, okay, no, I'm fine now. No, but I'm constantly learning and progressing, learning more words. I look at TikTok videos and I constantly hear French words that those young people are throwing around that I never heard, and I'm like, okay, what is this? Like, am I getting old or what is this? So I'm constantly learning it. The language is something that is constantly developing and growing and moving, so it's never stagnant. That's why you should never be at a place where you're like, okay, I'm good now. So with that said, the activity plan in the boot camp is something that people think is only for the amount of time of those 14 or 30 days, but no, it's never ending. You're supposed to be doing that for the longest, for however long you can, not just for 30 days and that's fine. No, every single day you're supposed to be doing something in Spanish. If you want to learn Spanish, at least listen to a song, go watch a new Netflix show in Spanish, write your Spanish language partner, try to look for someone to talk to, go on different apps. There's so much you can do to always keep up the language and keep it fresh. So that is the most important thing, and that is something that I don't see with study plans. The usual, I don't see that with study plans. And that's why also people who usually use study plans, they might learn the language, but they learn it like you speak in a textbook. They don't really have that natural speech to them, you know. You could tell if someone just learned a language by books and didn't really have much natural or interaction with native speakers or cultural interaction. And you could tell by someone who actually hung around those people who speak the language. It's very different the way they speak as opposed to someone who didn't hang around a lot of native speakers, or who didn't have that cultural communication, that cultural contact, you know, because through that also you learn a lot. Speaking of language and culture, I wanted to let you guys know that I've officially launched the Lingo Travels 2023 new trip destinations. For any of you guys who don't know, I host language and cultural retreats all around the world. So you can join us on either a cultural trip if you don't want to learn a language but just have a getaway, then join us on a cultural trip. Or if you're looking to learn a language, you can join us on a language retreat. With the language retreats, you have Spanish, French, Portuguese, and German available. So you have 4 languages available as of now to join us on a language retreat, and you have multiple destinations available on the website. Make sure to check out the website on a regular because I'm always adding new destinations as I'm going by time and also per request. So the website is linguatravels.com. You can find all the information down in the description box below. And also make sure to check out the early bird discount of 10% when you sign up before October 7th. That's 2 weeks. You can sign up to all trips with a convenient monthly payment plan. So the earlier you sign up for a trip, the better. Our next cultural trip is to Ghana for December and New Year's. I'm super excited for that one. If you've been following me on Instagram, then you know that I've been to Ghana. I am originally from Ghana, so I've been there in December and it is amazing. It is lit to say so. So definitely a celebration of the culture, food, language, festivals that we will attend, so many more things. So make sure to check that out if you're interested in that one. And then as the first one in 2023, we are going to go to Brazil for Carnival. That one is one I've been looking to do for the longest, and I'm super excited for that one equally. So also make sure to check out all the details in the description box below for that trip. Language is not a separate entity to culture. Culture and language go hand in hand, go together. So if you understand people's culture, you will also at the same time understand people's language, because the culture reflects itself in their language. The way they speak, the way they think, the way how French people think reflects itself in their language. The way their language is built, the way they say things, their perspective is in their language. So that's why it is very important to also always try to acquire cultural knowledge and not just a language and that's it. There's a fine line between that, and you could see people who are really into also culture and trying to immerse themselves in the target language not only but also in the culture. You can see how those people usually have an easier time grasping the language, how it works, how you speak, how you naturally would speak, how you naturally would say things, because you could speak correctly but there's a tone sometimes where you'll be like, okay, no, nobody says that. It's correct, it's grammatically correct, but nobody says that. A native speaker would not say that. And that is the difference. And that is what I don't see with most study plans. So those were my thoughts on that matter. If you have any tips or anything you do, then definitely leave it in the comments below, or what you think about what I said. And also, if you want to join the Polyglot Bootcamp, we are now having lessons in Spanish, Portuguese, French, and Italian. Those are life lessons. So each week with the course, you will get life lessons on top. So make sure you check that Polyglot Bootcamp out. Right now, you have a 50% discount. It's not for long, so check it out. All right, see you in my next video. Bye.